Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the House Academy show. Entertaining real estate investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm entertained. And I am Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about how to hire a house inspector 101.
I love it.
I hesitated because for 5 years we've been doing the Land Academy show.
I know.
And just recently we started, this is episode 26, recently started the House Academy show.
Yep.
And it's a difference for us.
I can't believe we're on number 26.
I can't either. Actually, I added them up a couple days ago, and it's like 1,150 or some number.
All of them?
Yeah.
Well, this feels like 126 right now.
You mean with the new studio and all?
Yeah.
No, me too. We're there, though.
We are.
Before we get into the topic, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the HouseAcademy.com online community. It's free.
Jay asks, I'm new to house wholesaling and need some advice. Where do I start and how? I'm having trouble taking the first step. Well, funny because I just covered that in a webinar that we did last week. And so Jay, I don't know if you saw that. You could go on YouTube or Facebook and watch that. But we talked about what you need to do to get started. So my first thing is, if you haven't already done your really serious hardcore research, I want research. I want time spent. But I don't want you to dive into this cold. I want you to come into this having a real good feeling for what it is. I want you to have a budget. I want you to think about getting educated. And it might take 6 months before you really, pull the trigger. And that's okay.
Here's some real simple one-liners advice to everybody who purchases and sells houses for a living out there, regardless of where you are in your career, from an old guy like me. We've done over 16,000 transactions. Number one, if it's on the MLS, you're way too late. Leave real estate agents entirely out of your process of buying a house. Selling it, not so bad. Fixed price listings, there's a lot of options. But leave real estate agents out of it. In fact, this is kind of timely for this topic because there are a few people that you really do need and you need to befriend and pay them well. Right. One of them's a house inspector, actually. But if you're just starting out, it's kind of like the Karate Kid. You got to wax on, wax off first for quite some time until you're like, when am I going to actually get to do this?
Right.
You need to do a lot of research, spend a lot of time online, join Bigger Pockets, join the HouseAcademy.com and probably landinvestors.com and ask a lot of questions.
Our online forums in there?
Yeah, our online forums. Mm-hmm. Ask a lot of questions and befriend a lot of people online and ask them the mistakes that they made. If you're brand new and younger, I would spend 6 months on this without ever spending $1.
That's what I think.
You'll find out where people failed and where they succeeded. Mm-hmm. And if anybody says, oh yeah, the first deal I did was great and my sister's a real estate agent and we did awesome and it's all peaches and cream and roses out there in the house investing world, run the other way.
I love it.
This is not reality.
That's true.
Reality is you need to go find these properties on your own. We do it through direct mail offers, blind offer campaigns, and it works very well, very consistently. And so that's how we manage to do it. There's other ways. So it's worth it. It's worth your time. There's a lot of things in life that you get done with it and you're like, man, that wasn't worth it at all.
Like I know you always have one.
Well,
don't say parenting.
Oh, you said it.
I'm sorry.
Parenting, maybe. I was thinking about all the relationships, all the relationships you've ever had with a female until the one that you have right now probably wasn't worth it.
There we go. Good example.
Today's topic: how to hire a house inspector 101. This is why you're listening. Hiring a house inspector, like hiring a title escrow agent, is cumbersome and time-consuming and extremely rewarding at the end. And my big advice here is, Jill will get into exactly what you need out of a house inspector, but my big picture advice is about house inspectors and title agents and the team that you kind of outsource team that you surround yourself with. You're going to have to go through a few people and through several people probably until you find one that clicks with you.
Right. You want one that works with you, not against you. And they're out there. You know that. Like if you've never done this before, when you're going through this process, you'll find there's house inspectors that are going to walk around and, like you just said, you will click. And there's others that'll walk around trying to find every flaw and make it fatal when we all know they're not fatal. Yeah. So they might be, you want to make sure they are working with you. They want, a good house inspector is really there just to point out things so you know you're making a good acquisition. That's it. If there's you want them to uncover hidden things that you didn't do in your walk around. You want to, as you're going through this process, what I've learned too, a couple little tricks, pay them fast, because they're working as fast as they get paid. If you're slow paying them, they're slowing down your job. It's really silly, but it's true. So the minute our guy sends an invoice, we pay him immediately, and he knows that. And that's the way we operate now. And what the end result is, when you find a good guy and he does work with you, he does connect with you, and he knows that every single time you pay him so fast, you better believe that when the phone rings and it's you, he jumps on it. He moves people around to accommodate us, to get our things done first. And it does take several to get the right one. Like you just said, going through a title agent. It's the exact same thing.
So what you get back when you look, I would, if you're brand new at this, I would go on the internet and just try to get copies of a PDF, sample house inspections. And what you'll notice about this, and the same thing with the title report, is 50 to 80 or 70% of it is all templated crap.
Right.
It's that 20 or 30% that you really want to review that's specific about the house. And you should see things. Look, this guy's either going to try to kill your deal or he's going to help you.
Exactly.
Help you get it done. And he's going to, like a real person, like your brother would say, hey, you're my sister and you're buying this house.
Right.
This is good, this is good, this is good, but I really do have some concerns about this water heater, which is no big deal. It's going to cost you X, Y, Z to deal with it in the deal how you want to, but you are going to need a new water heater relatively soon. Air conditioning works great. It's only 2 years old. So you need to have that kind of relationship with the house inspector. And he needs to be fast and honest and straightforward. And he should never. House inspectors a while ago got in a lot of trouble for this. I'm old enough to remember when house inspectors were the contractors that would sell you on doing the repairs.
Oh.
And now they've separated all that.
Right. Plan on spending a couple hours too. This usually is a process. We don't go out and do that, but this is one of the things that our boots on the ground does. And they go out and meet them, and they walk the property with them the whole time.
Yeah.
So they're right there, knowing what's going on and having a conversation about it. And it takes it's like 3 or 4 hours is what you need to plan on. And then usually it's 3 to 4 hours, say in the morning. And then in the afternoon, they can compile their photos. And
Same
then
day.
Often, at the end of the day, you will have your report.
So in a long list, in a short list of due diligence that we talked about in a Land Academy show this week, we talk about it. In a short list of due diligence, you're going to order a house inspection, and it happens here. You send a bunch of mail out, some purchase agreements come back, or they call, the sellers call you, and they say, yeah, we do want to sell our house. And it passes all your tests, financial tests. And it passes your tests about who owns the house. Yes, I'm talking to Sally Jones on the house. Yep, she's the owner of record. Yeah, she's selling it to me for at least $100,000 or $50,000 less than I can resell it for immediately. Check, check, check. And then you ask yourself this question. Is this house a pile of junk, or is it tenantable?
Right.
And that's when you order an inspection. By the way, you order an inspection on every single deal. So what you're doing is saying, I really do want to do this deal, and I hope this inspection comes back not too critical.
Right.
And then that's it.
And it's usually, for most of our deals, it's around $400 is what I found. It's kind of the sweet spot. And it's money well spent. Because sometimes I know people are like, shucks, I don't want to spend $400 if I'm not going to buy it. I wasted $400. No, you didn't. You spent $400 to save you from wasting a couple $100,000. If you find something in there, it's money well spent.
For us, by the time we get to the home inspection point in the due diligence period, we've already raised the capital. I mean, we want to do the deal. So what we're looking for is glaring issues.
Yeah.
Like in California, foundation issues are a big deal.
Right.
In Arizona, not so much. In Arizona, like heating and cooling and roofing and stuff, because it's so hot, is real critical.
Right.
Whatever's on the roof. But it's got to be real critical for us to not. And then the big benefit too is, and I'll close on this unless you have anything else to say. The real huge benefit is now you've got a PDF or a piece of paper, an inspection that's passed your tests, and you own the house now, and you're handing that over to your buyer, who's going to either renovate the house or rent it out.
Yeah.
And it's very valuable. And you can say, you're knowledgeable enough to talk to your buyer and say, I was concerned about this, this, and this. So if you want to work out on the price, I know it needs a new water heater. The HVAC is brand new. Roof should have 10 years left on it. You're now you're a knowledgeable buyer. Yeah. You're not just an idiot wholesaler who's emailing APNs around like we all get.
Exactly. And you save them a lot of time and a lot of money.
The world is full of idiot wholesalers. Don't be one of those guys.
Exactly.
Join us next time for the episode called The Ins and Outs of Babysitting a House Deal.
And we answer your questions posted on our online community found at HouseAcademy.com. It is free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
You know, one of the things I didn't mention I was going to add here is that get the termite too. You always want to do that. I mean, I don't think there's any part of the country that is magically termite free.
I talked to a termite inspector once, and he said this quote. He said, "There's 2 stages that a house is in with termites everywhere in the country. You don't have them, or you will have them." You don't currently have termites, but you're on your way to having termites.
You will have them.
And so
or you have had them.
Yeah. Or which stage is this house in?
Exactly.
So termites are...
Termites, yeah.
You can see termites. If you look it up, it's pretty simple.
It's kind of yucky. I don't want it. Wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.